Come say something, I wanna hear your voice.
All the eyes on me, all the eyes are all on me. All the eyes on me, all the eyes are all on me. All the eyes on me, all the eyes are all on me. All the eyes on me, all the eyes are all on me.
What's going on, guys? It's your boy Fox back in the house, and for some odd reason I want my guitar with me right now. Just whatever. For some odd reason I want my guitar in the shot. But today I'm doing a late review of Unordinary chapter 134 and 135. This will be a more traditional review that I've done in a while. Most of the reviews I've done lately have been with the thumbnails and stuff. But this, since it's two of them at the same time, I figured I'd do it this way. But, so yeah, 134, 135 review. So with 134, that picks up pretty much after the whole thing with Cecile tripping that one dude up for that was hassling John and Seraphina, well, mostly Seraphina, you know. And so afterwards, the chapter picks up with John telling Seraphina, like, bye, you know, I'll catch you later. Which, honestly, to me, I'm like, really? Like, she just got out the infirmary. You're really gonna leave her alone again? Like, to be perfectly honest, if I was John, I'd be like, I'm not leaving your side for a second. Like, unless you're going home and to the bathroom, you know, me and you are like glue. You ain't nowhere, because we can't be having you getting kidnapped like this all the time. You feel me? So yeah. So after that, Seraphina decides to go to class for once in a while, and this is when we get reintroduced to the character that helped Arlo and Evie and all them find Seraphina when she was kidnapped by Winkei and all them. It's Evie. Now, if you don't remember Evie, Evie is like the long hair. She has like pigtails. Like, well, I don't know. Like, I don't want to say pigtails, because like pigtails is like right up here, right? Like they come out, but her hair is like down, but like she has like pigtailed off at the ends, you know, you feel me? With like burgundy hair. She's really cute actually. So she's in class. She notices Seraphina walk in, and Seraphina notices her as well. And Seraphina's like, how long have you been in this class? And Evie's like, since the beginning of the year. Like, what? And you know, so Seraphina, because you know, Seraphina hardly goes to class. When she studied powers, she really didn't. I don't think she went to class at all, pretty much. And she's actually really smart. So all the homework she did, you know, she did it like that. Meanwhile, John is a complete dunce when it comes to schoolwork and all that. But he's a genius at fighting. He's like most shonen protagonists and all that. So yeah, after that, it cuts to lunch. Seraphina's trying to figure out where to sit, and she notices Evie again, and she goes sit down with Evie. Now, and this was one of like the cutest moment of the chapter to me. It was Evie just like she's freaking out like a fangirl, like, oh my goodness, Seraphina's sitting with me, yay! And you know, and they actually talk, you know, but this Seraphina is still down on herself, you know, which is understandable. She got beat up, she got kidnapped. They pretty much tortured her, and she doesn't know. Well, and you know, Arlo came and saved her and all that mess. You know, she's not really in the best of spirits. But you know, also, but with that all that being said, Evie tries her best. She's like, well, you still stood up to Howard and all that. And you know, Seraphina pretty much brushed it off. He's like, oh well, Howard's easy. If you don't let him touch you, then he's just as weak as anybody else. And Evie's just like, and Evie's down on herself too. She's like, well, I never would have had the courage to do that at all. You know, which is sad, because that whole scene right there is reiterating the whole fact that low tiers and mid tiers, low tiers especially, are treated very, very poorly, to where, if you know, like Seraphina said, Howard, as long as you don't let him touch you, you're good. You can beat him up like anybody else. But Evie said, she's like, I just never would have had the courage to, because it's not what she's taught. She's taught to bow her head and do what anyone tells her to do that is of a higher rank than her, especially the elites or the royals. But even the mid tiers, that's still technically a rank above her, so she has to comply to what they have to do, or she runs the risk of getting her face pummeled in, on a daily basis. And even then, that's still not a guarantee just because you listen that they won't beat you up. So, that whole scene was just like sad. And it's just like, I'm really hoping by the end of the series that the hierarchy is done with. Now, I don't know how everyone's going to get along afterwards, but something needs to change. I don't have all the answers. I'm not really that type of person to get that in depth with it because I can't really explain it that well. But I mean, hopefully the low tiers get treated like way better. Hopefully everyone just gets treated like normal people. That's really all I want. Just everyone on equal playing field. And it's just like, so what, you got stronger ability than me. Whatever. But anywho, I digress. So yeah. And Seraphina's like, she's like, strong, huh? And she's down. She's like, I don't believe that. She's like, I'm never gonna do something like that again. Which is sad because you should stick up for people like that. When you see that they're in trouble. But if it's gonna end up with you being kidnapped or just jumped by a whole bunch of people every single time, I get the logic where it's like, I'm not doing anything like that ever again. Just so I thank you for helping out, and I'm glad that you're happy that I helped you out, but all that. But none of this crap is going down ever again. I know I'm waving my hands a lot. It's a thing. I don't know why. But so after that, we cut to John in the hallway with Cecile. John had called Cecile over. She's walking. She's looking around. She can't find him. He's right behind her and all that. And so, John was pretty much like, I was going to tell, he's like, why did you do that in the hallway earlier today? And she was like, I'm just lending an aid. Like, why wouldn't I? I'm here to help you. And John's like, well, I was going to tell you to, your services are pretty much not needed. Now, see, if you recall, the whole chapter when John came through, beat up Winkei, Elia, Krolik, and all them, at that point I said, a new bond or alignment or whatever, I can't remember, not alignment, but a new alliance has been formed. It wasn't expressly stated, but that's what I automatically jumped to. Now here in this chapter 134, that was just pretty much saying like John didn't see it that way. He just saw it like, okay, you're helping me get what I need for the moment and we're done. But now, after their whole conversation of the end of this chapter, it is now solidified. John is like, well, since you really insist on helping me, it'd be a shame to let it go to waste. So I'm going to enlist your help now. So yeah, now it's officially confirmed. John and Cecile are not working together. And secretly, if you don't know, I do ship them. Don't lie to yourself. You know they're cute together. I still ship John and Seraphina 100%, but I'm not gonna sit here and lie like I wouldn't ship Cecile with John. They make cute couple. Just saying, don't hurt me in the comments. I got a guitar. If you want to fight me about it, I got a guitar. But anywho, so yeah, and this is when John accepts her help, she's confused about it. She's like, it didn't really take too much for me to have to convince him to let me help him. And she stops him. She's like, John, why? She's like, well, why did you why aren't you take why did you let me help? Why are you letting me help you so easily? And John's pretty much like, because I know you wouldn't dare. Because Cecile's whole deal is she wants to get back at Arlo for firing her, and she also wants her status back. Now, correct me if I am wrong. I'm gonna have to go back and do some research, but I think at one point in time Cecile was a royal, but I think Remy took that spot from her. I'm not entirely sure. I'm like 20% sure that's the case, but not entirely. But for the most part, she wants to get back at Arlo for firing her for being the head of the news team and all that. And she also wants status back. And John picks up on that. He's like, okay, I see what your deal is. And he's like, so when she asks, like, why are you trusting me? His answer is like, because I know you wouldn't dare piss the person off that's your ticket to getting back to where you want to be. That's his whole thing. So yeah, he's like, yeah, you wouldn't dare bite the hand that feeds you, girl. It's like, I know you want to get back I know you want to be back at the head of the newsroom, and I know you want to take Arlo down, and I'm your only ticket to doing so. So you keeping me happy is in both of our best interests. So I thought that was funny, and he just walks on off. Like yeah, like you want to help? Go ahead. I'll use you. Don't worry, girl. I got something for you. I'm gonna send you on a mission pretty soon. Pretty soon. I mean, then after that, it cuts to John in class, and he gets called to the office immediately. And that's where 134 ends. 135 picks up immediately after that, John being called to the office. Well, actually, no, sorry. John gets called to the office at the end of 134, and then we cut to outside the school, and that's when we see Keon and we see Nadia. Keon is the red-haired dude, the inspector, the one that handled John's case when he was in middle school after he beat up his whole class we nearly beat them to death and all that. And his ability has something to do with the mind, and we'll get into that next. So yeah, jumping into 135. John gets called to the office. He steps in, and immediately when he steps in and he lays eyes on Keon, he doesn't flip. He flips out. Like, he flips out internally. Like, he doesn't like, oh my goodness, and he tries to run and he scratches his way out the door or something like that. No. He's just like, oh. And like all the memories of what he did to his so-called friends back in middle school, and B, the memories of when he was in that, I'm calling it a concentration camp, whatever, rehabilitation camp, whatever, when he was undergoing lessons with Keon. All those memories flooded back, and John pretty much gets the sweats. He starts sweating bullets. He can't think straight. He's zoning out. And honestly, this is the first time that I think we've seen John really just get shook up like this. Even like when the people broke into his house and tried to kidnap Serafina, he was messed up by it, but not to this point. He was in that situation. He was like, who in the is this trying to break into my house? Like, about to handle this pretty much. So, but no, this situation, he is shooketh, like shooketh to the core. He does not want to be there. So when he gets in there, like I said, he sees Keon, he sees Nadia, the headmaster's there. Keon and Nadia are conducting an investigation on John about the book that his father wrote, Unordinary, name of the series and all that. And they pretty much just ask him, like, have you read the book? He's like, yep, read it many times before. He's like, I read it 2 years before its publication. And they were like, how? He's like, my dad wrote it for me. And he was like, and Keon gets upset, and he's like, what? Like, how could you read that book? Are you crazy? And all that. And when he does that, Keon loses his temper, and the headmaster ain't having it. He's like, look, this is the second time you've had an outburst in my office. I will not tolerate a third time. And Keon's like, oh, my bad, dog. It won't happen again. Which is funny, because technically Keon has more authority than the headmaster. But one, I think Keon knows that the headmaster is one person that is not to be trifled with, because he's probably super strong, probably have to be the headmaster of Wellston, and B, he probably has a lot of connections that run really deep, and you probably don't want to try him. So he calmed down. He's like, okay, you feel me? Like, sorry, my bad. So yeah, he's like, why did you read the book? And he was like, it was to help me get over. He pretty much says, look, I read the book to help me get over the crap that you did to my head when we had those lessons. torture, what it was. Let's be real. So, and the whole time, the reason Nadia is there, because her ability is she's a human lie detector. She knows exactly when someone's lying. And John's answering the questions truthfully. He's like, look, if you're thinking I wanted to be like the hero or something in the book, I had no business with that. I don't care about that. He said the book just helped me get over a rough time when I got back from the lessons and all that. And he's like, and it helped. And I do think this part was a lie. He said it let me know. It gave me reassurance that there are people with higher abilities, out there taking care of the world like they're supposed to. I downright thought that was a straight up lie, but whatever. Nadia was not able to pick up on that. She was like, "You telling the truth?" And she got excited. She's like, "Yes, you see, the police and the authorities are doing their utmost to keep everything safe." And I'm like, are you though? Are you? Because I don't think you are. Y'all doing a terrible, terrible job. You got heroes getting killed. You got an organized crime mob out here stealing abilities, giving abilities to low tiers. there's just a whole bunch of nonsense going on. So I was like, yeah, that's a lie. But, you know, moving on. So after their questions, I mean that's it. They let John go. He leaves. Now the funny thing was, and it's still messed up. Like as soon as John gets outside of the headmaster's office, he drops. Like he's like I said, shooketh. That is the word, shooketh. He is done. He's like, oh my goodness, I don't know what to do. He's like, see, I mean, that's pretty much how chapter 135 ends. That's what I can remember. Nothing too much, nothing crazy. Now the most interesting thing to me out of these two chapters is the conversation with Evie and Seraphina. Now someone brought this up to me in a comment. Someone was like, what if Seraphina goes through a redemption arc with Evie and she gets her powers back? And that sparked something in me. And I was thinking the same thing. I was like, what? That might be the case. Like Seraphina and Evie become friends, like really good friends. Especially now because John... Yeah, because it seems to me like John is blowing Seraphina off, which is weird because she just got back from being kidnapped. But I mean, hey, what, you know, people are different, weird. But yeah, so Seraphina and Evie are going to become close. Something is going to happen and put Evie in a situation where Seraphina has to make a decision on either I'm going to keep to myself or am I going to risk my neck again to save someone. And I think she will. I think she will save someone. Now, will she get her... And my thing is, will this somehow lead to her getting her powers back? I'm going to go on a limb and say no. I think she'll just become like a better person. I think by the end of this whole series, Seraphina is going to be the one that has like... It's going to come out like the best for it. I think John and all of them are going to come out better for it. But I think as far as like the most development and the most... I can't think of the word. But like the most development, I think Seraphina will be the main one. Because her story is literally, I fell from grace. I was at the top, I fell down. I'm here with not riffraff, that's rude. I'm here with the commoners now. That's still also rude, but whatever. So... But I learned from being, I learned how good I had it from being at the top now that I'm down at the bottom, and I can appreciate these people more. And actually, to be perfectly honest, the low tiers are probably, I'm like 100% on this one. Like the low tiers are kind of nicer than the high tiers, because you know they're elite. You know, they grew up. Most of them probably grew up silver spoon, and that I don't mean like, you know, they grew up rich and all that. They just grew up because they're an elite. They get to do what they want, and people are not going to question it because it's part of the hierarchy. But now that someone has come from the top and gone to the bottom and now has to experience the same crap that the elites do to the low tiers, she's going to have a better understanding. She's going to have more empathy, more sympathy towards low tiers and some mid tiers, and she might even have sympathy towards the high tiers, because she's like, I feel sorry for you because you really just don't know. Like you think that the world is supposed to be ran this way, but it's not. This is not where it's at and all that. So you know, that's how I feel now. As far as what's gonna happen next chapter with 136, I'm not sure. And like I said, I know the fast pass is out for Unordinary. Like I said I think I said on 134 or 135's reaction, I know it's there. For some odd reason my computer can't get it, but like if I go on my phone on the app, the episodes are right there. I can unlock them if I pay for it, which I'm not gonna do. I want my reactions to be as genuine as possible when I do them, so that's why. So if you're ever wondering why I don't do fast pass and keep up, that's why. One, my computer, because most of the time when I read Unordinary, it's on the computer. You know that I do everything else on my phone pretty much. But yeah, so tell me what you guys thought about 135 and 134. If you are doing the fast pass, tell me what you thought, but try not to leave spoilers. Not for me, because spoilers usually don't bother me because I'll forget them because I'm doing like 1,000 things at the same time, so it won't stick with me very long. But just for like the sake of other people who either can't do it or just are like me, won't do it, just so you don't spoil it, because I'm always excited when a new chapter is released and all that, and so I'm gonna keep, like I said, just don't spoil it for other people. As far as I'm concerned, if you really want to talk to me about it, my email is always on my email's on my about page, or you can hit me up on one of my Aminos. Those are always in the description along with my other social media outlets and all that. But yeah, so that is 135 and 134 as a review. Like I said, tell me what you thought about it. Try to leave it spoiler free, please, or I don't know, whatever. But yeah, but do the stuff that I don't tell you to do. Like, comment, subscribe, hit that bell for notifications when I drop more videos. Make sure to follow me on Instagram and on Twitter and on Twitch. I do stream every Tuesday and every Thursday now that I am done with school until August. August. That's when school starts back up, but I'll have to rework my schedule. Then, if you want to go above and beyond, I do have a Patreon account. The highest pledge is $10. The lowest pledge is $1. Or you don't have to. It's there. Just know any and all proceeds go to improving this channel and the quality and all that. And with all that being said, it's your boy Fox, and my wavy hands and my guitar is backwards.